Yo guys, what is up? What is up? Dar is back in a new game. We are in War Thunder, guys. Now this is a game that I first seen through Jingles, and you know I watched him play it, and I was in the beta for War Planes, and that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, so I never was gonna give this a try. And then another YouTuber, Billy the Crayon, was talking to me and, telling me all about this game, and I was trying to tell him all about World of Tanks, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Well, my computer is kind of aged, and my video card, doesn't run at the greatest. I gotta run it on, the lowest setting, just to run the game for right now. Although I am planning on getting that resolved within the next month, maybe two. So we'll see how that pans out. But anyway, yeah, I've kind of gotten hooked on this game. This game is really cool. It shares a lot of similarities and a lot of things, that are different from World of Tanks. Like at the bottom here, this is all separated out by, by your countries. Okay, so we got America, we got Germany, we got the Soviet Union, we got the British Air Force, and we have the Japanese. So you basically, you see down here, you see I got these planes down here at the bottom. Now these planes at the bottom, each slot represents a crew. So if I was to click on, say, this first one, and I want to change this aircraft out to any of my previous, I can put any of these other planes in here, and it's the exact same crew. So they use all the points I put in to level my crew go to any airplane that particular crew uses. So it's really cool that way. Now of course this is a different crew that are crewing this plane, and they can use the aircraft as well. We see here I haven't trained them in this biplane, and that's something else that's really cool about this game. This game has 20 tiers. World of Tanks says they have 10 tiers of tanks. They are not going any higher than 10. They have point blank said we are not going higher than 10. Well, this game starts out at tiers basically 0 with reserve aircraft. Here, let's change this over to a reserve aircraft. This is the kind of aircraft that you are going to start out with. Biplanes. Now this game starts out with these biplanes, and they're actually a lot of fun to play. I mean, you think, well, what the hell? Who wants to fly a fucking biplane? They're actually a lot of fun, and a lot of people who have been playing the game for a while still play in these biplanes because they are a lot of fun. They're nimble, and they're just a blast to play sometimes. So you start out with these biplanes, and that's level 0. This goes all the way up to level 20. So if we look here at our research tree, we're still in Japanese, so we'll use them as an example. Maybe we won't use Japanese as an example. I guess they haven't released them for the Japanese yet. Now you gotta keep in mind, this game is an open beta, so it's not even fully released yet. But they have stated they are, when it does go, when it is released fully. Now open beta, of course, means anybody can sign up and play. But it still is a testing phase. They are still working things out in the game to, make it better before it is full release. But they have said they are not going to do any hard wipes. So everything you've done in the beta, you will keep when it goes live. But you can see here, so we start out with the biplanes, the tier 0s. These are the reserve aircraft for the Americans. But they go all the way up to level 20, and we can see they go all the way up to jet fighters. So these are some of the first jet fighters. So it is, it is conceivable to say that at some point, I'm not saying in the near future, it might be a year or 2 years down the road, but at some point, they may add more tiers beyond level 20 and start adding, newer and newer jets. Because, I mean, you figure they're already going from biplanes, late World War I, early World War II, because that's what they used in the beginning of World War II. Everybody pretty much used what they had left after World War I, which was mainly biplanes. So, you start out with those, and it goes all the way up to, for instance, the Sabre jet here for the U.S., which didn't even enter service until after World War II. The most advanced fighter they had was here at tier 13, for the of course, we're only talking about Americans, right this minute. But at Tier 13, the most advanced fighter was the P-51 Mustang, and that's what they have here at level 13. Then at level 20, you get the jets. So it is very conceivable that at some point they may introduce more planes at higher tiers, and they have already said right now, because it is open beta. Right now, there are still more planes and stuff yet to come that they have not released yet, which we just kind of seen when we look over here at the Japanese. They go up to level 15 for these fighters, and it's still a propeller-driven plane. And if we look over here at their bombers, they're still propeller engines. There are no... Okay, they do have this one jet here, which is a total piece of shit. It's the Japanese version of the Comet. The German Comet. It's the Japanese version, which is worse than a German Comet. And yeah, that plane was a huge failure, but we'll get into that eventually when we get to that point in the videos. This is just kind of a first look to introduce you to the game. This game is coming to the channel. It's going to start off, the quality of the video is going to be the very best that I could possibly do with the equipment I have available. Which should be somewhere around the same quality you're used to seeing from the World of Tank videos. And then very soon I am planning on doing a PC build myself. I've been looking up several builds, and actually got a couple different builds in mind. Looking at one, to get into faster, and then the other one later, a little bit later down the road, just so I can start producing better content faster and at a higher quality for you guys, because the channel is growing like a freaking weed right now. And yeah, you guys hitting those thumbs ups and leaving me feedback is just been making this channel grow like mad. And yeah, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. There's a ton of stuff to get into in this game. I mean, we could talk about the research. We could talk about, the crews. This is, very kind of complex, kind of simplistic. Just there's a lot of nuances in here that you kind of have to learn. But we're going to cover that probably more in depth in our next video. There's loadouts, you can level, each plane levels, to where you can get bigger bombs, better guns, different ammunitions, some, you unlock skins for them, the whole 9 yards, so it is a lot of fun. And the game has everything from fighters to dive bombers. This one here probably be like more of a mid-range bomber. It's an older version, of course. Amphibious plane with some landing gear that comes out. Things, people who know a lot about World War II would definitely recognize this as the SDB, Dauntless Dive Bomber. USS Enterprise used a ton of these. Here's the, B-25, as soon as it pops up here. Remember, old computer, but we got the B-25 goes all the way up to B-17s and the B-24 BD Liberator, which another, a lot of these are very famous. B-25 everybody knows of. The B-17 Flying Fortresses, they have all three versions of that. Then they got the B-24, which the Liberator, which replaced the Flying Fortress. There we go. There's the B-25 I unlocked. And I'm only up to Tier 7 on the Americans. Tier 5, you can see them down here. But this game is really cool. I like the bombers. One of the cool things about the bombers is that you have your gunners and your turrets and stuff here. And when you're flying, the AI, you have AI gunners here who will actually fire back at enemies incoming on you. Or you can take control of the gunners yourself. The only problem I have found with taking control of the gunners myself is I usually try to be as maneuverable as possible. Because, I mean, these things are huge, and, they're not very maneuverable. And flying in a straight line, you're a dead man. That's all there is to it. You're freaking history. I don't care what kind of airplane you're in. You got somebody on your ass, and you stay, straight and narrow, you're a dead man. Well, when you take control of the guns, basically kicks in the autopilot, and the autopilot levels the plane out and flies it in a straight line while you control the guns. So I tend to, oops, wait a minute, wrong one. I tend to go here to my crew, gunners. See, I'm trying to level my gunners up so that they are more accurate, more precision, and they last longer and do very, very well, so that I can concentrate on the bombing run itself and actually piloting the aircraft, trying to evade some of the incoming machine guns and cannon fire and all that. And most of the time it actually works out pretty well. I've got to the point where yeah, a lot of the times I will end up getting a kill from people trying to attack me. I'll kill them, or at least damage them enough to where they retreat and I'm able to get within cover from my own base's flak guns and my allies and all that other good shit. So let's jump into a game here with what I have here. My top tier for the Americans here is this tier 7 bomber. So let's go to battle. And what you're going to notice is when we go to battle, we take all of these planes we have set up down here at the bottom. We take them all into battle. So that when one plane gets shot down, immediately after that plane is shot down, I can jump right back into the exact same game with one of the other planes here in my lineup at the bottom of the screen. So, it's not like World of Tanks where you go, well, shit, okay, that game's over, go back to the garage. While that, tank is still in battle, I can play on something else. So this is a lot better. I really like the way this is set up. So we're just waiting here for a battle, and sometimes it does take just a couple minutes, but regardless, it's always fun. Even win or lose, I don't care. I mean, it's good to win your matches, of course. But even when you get shot down, it's still it's fun. It's a very active game. And unlike World of Tanks, like for instance, I have a tier 3. I have one. Okay, in this lineup, I have one tier 3 aircraft. This tier 3 aircraft will get matched up with tier 8, tier 9 aircraft, and he's still very effective in the game. He can still shoot down those higher tier aircraft. So it's not like in World of Tanks, where, if you were in a tier 3 and, got in with tier 6s, it's like, well, shit. My shells can't penetrate nothing, blah, blah, blah. In this game, everybody has a potential of actually being able to kill people. Biplanes, are still very, very usable, even in the mid tiers. It's a lot of fun. I really like this. So we are loading up into the game. I guess have we picked Catalina? I don't know, I may have just reset it. But basically, yeah, okay. I'm going to pick the Catalina bomber here.
Affirmative!
Excuse me. Alright, so here we are in game. I can hold down C and kind of look around here. Alright, so this is a bomber. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 2 there.
Cover me!
There's 3 gunners right there, and there's 1 in the bottom, 2 there in the top, and then I have 1 there in the nose. Now this plane is, I've heard a lot of people say things like the mouse of, this game, but I haven't seen it. This game, this plane definitely seems very fragile. Alright, so we're going to go try to take us out seeing some ground units. Now, I'm going to go rather low. I'm going to fly rather low so that we can get my gunners involved in shooting back at the enemy. Typically, you would want to stay higher where the fighters are not at. Then you're just free to bomb most of the time. But we want some action. We don't want just some boring old, flying up in the sky and all that good stuff. So there's some ground targets down there. And you can see reticle. Where's that? There it is. The circle with the cross at this. That's my bombing reticle. Of course, I can hit V. There's my, that's my bomber's view.
Somebody cover me!
Okay, now I did mess up my controls, so my lock-on's not working. So I'm just kind of gonna have to free roam this. Maybe we might change aircraft. I'll pause the video and then set my binding key for that. But you see there, got a couple fighters down there. There's a dive bomber down there. The BF-109 is very deadly. So we probably won't last very long. We don't have any friends around us. It's probably wasn't the best way to go, but, you know, I've only been playing this game a week so far, and I suck at it, so I'm still learning myself. But it's still a lot of fun. There's flag incoming, dropping my bombs. Hit my boost on my engines. Turn around and head back to friendly territory. See, I got some friendly aircraft up there, so I'm going to fly towards them. I destroyed one of the targets. Oh, there goes my gunners. Thank God he just flew by me, but he did incredible damage to my hull. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to have to go... Where's my friendlies? There's some friendlies over here. Oh! There went the tail. We're out of there. We just hit J to jump out. Let's see if it does something. Yep, there they go. And that plane is gone. Alright, I'm going to pause it real quick here and then we'll get right back into the match. Alright, so next I'm going to jump into the A-20 Havoc.
Cover me.
Now, these were really cool planes. We will be having something like the garage segment for this series, but this was one of the early Army bombers that was part of Doolittle's raid. The first bombing raid on Japan after Pearl Harbor. He took a few of them off an aircraft carrier, which had never been done before. A bomber off an aircraft carrier. But the end game, this thing is pretty cool. It's got some good bombs. It's got 2 tail gunners in it. It's fairly maneuverable. I mean, but it is a bomber, you know. So you're not going to get, you know, great things. It does classify it as a kind of a light bomber attack aircraft. Or medium bomber, and it does have 4 machine guns, so you can eye control on the front, but like I said, it's not maneuverable at all. The machine guns in the front I find more useful when I'm passing through, you know, passing into the enemy. And they're fighting, I shoot at them, and that's about it. I don't try to dogfight this thing. Got a couple bombs there. Still got 2. We destroyed the ground target. And that's when we see the flak. You can probably, you know, hear the flak exploding around us. There's some targets down here. There's some tanks. We're gonna take these guys out too. Hopefully we can get him. Oh. There goes the tail gunner. We got a fighter on us. We're going to head toward our friendly aircraft. Give them easy kills. Okay, apparently he decided to veer off. Oh, yep, he turned around. He's like, fuck that. I ain't going toward all them blue. We got 40 seconds on our reload for our bombs. Now this is arcade mode, which is very simplistic. You do get reloads on your guns, reloads on your bombs while in flight. If you take damage, you know, there's my air base right there. You can land at your air base, get repairs and reloads and all that. But if we look right here, we see it on the map, we have a triangle, which means we have a bomber somewhere. And he's way on up there. Nobody's contesting. Probably, yeah, he's been working on our base. But in this aircraft, it will take forever for me to get up there. to try to kill him to defend the base, where I would be far more useful just turning around and heading back to their base to destroy some more of their ground targets, which is what wins you the match. Most of the time, most of the matches, that's, the objective is to take out the enemy base, or the enemy ground units. You get more credits and experience for air kills, but ground kills is what wins the match, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird how that kind of lines up there. You see, we're cruising about 600 to 700 feet. Usually you want to be a lot higher. But we're trying to get down here, so hopefully somebody will shoot at us and get a little bit more excited. There's a couple. They'll probably turn around and come get me. Ground targets. Oh, there's one. I missed it. There's one. There's one. Come on, flip it back over there, big boy. No, I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna pull up. Okay, go ahead and drop our bombs along there. Maybe we'll get something. We did get a surface unit killed. Yeah, see, and that's their base. Wow, we've had some guys working on their base too. So what we're gonna do here is just for fun. He's got me flaming. We're not gonna have no fun. We're done. He's taken out our elevators, so we've lost control of the aircraft. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, we've lost control of the aircraft. Alright, so now we can jump at our B-25. Now this thing is a beast. It's got all kinds of guns on it. I really like this thing. And the B-17 bomber, which I will get next if I ever get leveled and get the credits to actually buy the plane, is supposed to be, just 100 times better. More guns, more rugged aircraft. It's supposed to be really, really good. So here we go. You see here we have 2 waist gunners there at the sides. Tail gunner with 2 machine guns and two machine guns there in the nose. The nose gunner, all AI controlled. Some bombers have like 1 gun in the front that you control while you're flying it. It just depends on the aircraft. But this thing is a lot of fun. Sometimes it just depends on what's shooting at you. Sometimes I've lasted entire games in like 1 bomber. Getting shot at, being able to fight back. Other times, you die rather quickly. It just depends on what is shooting at you. What kind of guns they have. Just machine gun fire, this thing will last all day long. However, when it comes to cannons, they can rip your wings off and sometimes your pilot will get shot. That kind of sucks. Gladiator here. So like if I was on a map, say right now, and there was no ground targets, I could just drop my bombs and it'll make my plane a lot lighter and a lot more maneuverable. Right now I'm just coming down here, let my gunners shoot some stuff. Looks like we've already got this one for the most part. The F-109 down there is ridiculous. And then on a map like this, being down here in the canyon is very hard in these heavy aircraft. Let's drop some in this pillbox. Hopefully we take them out. Those are fortified units. They're harder to kill. Did some damage to him. So for some reason my aircraft is listing to the left. I just killed that guy. I just critically killed. My gunners did. Just critically hit and killed that enemy target, the enemy airplane. See, that was awesome. Another one incoming. And I am coming in on their base. That's my target. Drop them bombs. Oh, they took out our nose again. Yeah, he took out our tail, pieces of our tail we couldn't pull up. That's alright. It's alright. That don't always happen. Happens frequently. But it doesn't always happen. But in these matches like this, in these maps where you get these big canyons, you know, you really need to be up high. I only went low just to kind of, you know, show the gunners off. Now this is the DBD Dauntless. This is a dive bomber. So this thing will maneuver very, very similar to a fighter. We can get down in the caverns with this thing. It's got one gunner in the back there with a dual machine gun. This airplane here is very, very effective and a lot of fun. It's got 2 machine guns in the front along with 1 cannon in the front. So very, very capable of looking after itself as well in a dogfight. Now most of the American planes, you do not want to dogfight. Most of the American planes are hit and run. Basically, you'll climb and dive in on your opponent, and basically you get 2 or 3 seconds of time to shoot them down before you pass out. Or, you know, before you pass them and go on to another target.
Destroy the target!
Reclimb and set up for another one. That guy's dead. We were going to try to get the shot on. See, we got a couple enemies up here. Hurricane. F2A. That's like a tier 1, tier 2 American. Can't remember. I'm still learning all these airplanes. But we still got 2 more ground targets to take out on there too. Oh, now we got one. It's going to be a tank over here. So that's what I'm going to go for. Try to take out whatever this target is over on the road. Because that will win us the match. Where is it? There he is. The light tank right there. And he's gone. Oh my god. And that's pretty much what the game looks like, guys. This game is a lot of fun. I really, really like this. You see, I didn't do very well. Usually about the best I get is usually somewhere around here, about the middle of the list. You know, because I'm not very good at the game yet. Just started, but it's a blast. I killed 1 target, 1 air unit, killed 4 ground units. I did go through 3 planes. And stars my score, so I scored 434. Then we continue on and see, I made 8,000, almost 9,000 credits and 8,200 experience total. So not too shabby for, I mean, it was a win, but not too shabby for the amount that I did. And then continue, and that brings us back to the garage. So, yeah, guys, this game is a lot of fun. I highly encourage, especially my World of Tank viewers, to check this game out. I think you will really enjoy it. It's just a ton of fun. So, anyway, guys, till next time, remember, hit that thumbs up button, comment, rate, and subscribe so you can see more. And until next time, guys, I will see you in game.